It appears that Matt Gaetz could see charges brought against him by federal prosecutors in July, by next month. So this is according to a recent report here by ABC News. Now, the Florida congressman has been under investigation for months amidst a sex scandal. This is a sex trafficking probe involving a former friend, Joel Greenberg. Greenberg, of course, is a former Seminole County tax collector, and he had pleaded guilty in May to charges of stalking, identity theft, wire fraud, and conspiracy to bribe a public official, as well as sex trafficking. Now, he is working with prosecutors. He is actually prepared to hand over evidence that could allegedly implicate Mr. Gaetz and others. Fascinating. Interesting. I wonder who the others could be. Now, sources said the investigation into Mr. Gaetz has picked up speed, with agents interviewing more women who were allegedly introduced to the lawmaker by Greenberg for sex. Now, again, I actually support, I think prostitution should be legal, in my personal opinion. But it's not. And so that's the way the law is right now. And he broke the law. That means he's going to get in trouble for it. Now, the thing that shouldn't be excused, that I do not support, is trafficking. And that's one of the big charges. So one person, a child that he had trafficked, was at the time 17 years old. So that's the alleged that's where the allegations of trafficking come into play. So he had played sugar daddy allegedly for this 17-year-old, paying bills and then taking her on trips. And of course, those trips involved going from Florida to other places where turns out the age of consent is lower. And so he could there have sex with these girls. And so that is sex trafficking. That is against the law, no matter what. So other allegations include using drugs and campaign cash in transactions with sex workers or prostitutes. Family values, y'all. Family values. In his guilty plea, Greenberg, a married father of two, admitted to spending more than $700,000 in 105 transactions to pay women for sex between 2016 and 2018. He acknowledged in court filings that one of those women was under 18 for part of the time. Big investigation into Matt Gaetz. Here it comes. If this is to be believed, well, then Matt Gaetz is going to have a real bad time. Not that he's doing great, mind you. On Thursday, Business Insider reported that Gaetz is no longer welcome at Fox News. In March, according to Robin Brevender and Tom LoBianco, Gaetz appeared on Fox at least 19 times, including those the congressman posted to his YouTube channel. In April, May, and so far in June, he hasn't appeared on Fox News. In fact, former Gaetz staffer spoke to Insider anonymously, said not once Gaetz has been excommunicated within the Fox News circles. So it's I'm sorry. Here's what the report said. It's not worth it for the conservative network to risk putting Gaetz on its airwaves while the high-profile sex trafficking investigation is playing out, according to Republican insiders and media watchdogs. Gaetz hurt his relationship with Tucker Carlson during the infamous March 30 interview. Sources told Insider during that interview, Gaetz noted that Carlson was also falsely accused of a terrible sex act, leading to an exchange Carlson said on air was one of the weirdest interviews I have ever conducted. Let me show you some of that, by the way, in case you don't remember how cringe this interview actually was.
I'm not the only person on screen right now who's been falsely accused of a terrible sex act. You were accused of something that you did not do, and so you know what this feels like.
You just referred to a mentally ill viewer who accused me of a sex crime 20 years ago. And of course, it was not true. I'd never met the person. But I do agree with you that being accused falsely is one of the worst things that can happen.
I can say that actually you and I went to dinner about 2 years ago. Your wife was there, and I brought a friend of mine. You'll remember her. And she was actually threatened by the FBI, told that if she wouldn't cop to the fact that somehow I was involved in some pay-for-play scheme, that she could face trouble. And so I do believe that there are people at the Department of Justice who are trying to smear me.
I don't remember the woman you're speaking of or the context at all, honestly.
I don't remember. I don't remember. No, I don't remember what you're talking about. I have no idea. No. Painful. That entire thing, painful. No wonder he hasn't been invited back. He is right now so toxic, Tucker Carlson. And Newsmax won't touch him. Newsmax. Now, remember, he had talked about leaving his office early, stepping down, in order to get a job at Newsmax, which didn't actually even exist. Couldn't have happened to a nicer asshole. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.